Hi, everyone. This is Andy. This is my week 7 mental health behavior change debrief. For this assignment, I'm summarizing my session with my client from last week. Before we started the session, I asked for permission to record and share the conversation privately with my KHS 7524 class, and my client gave verbal consent. So today I'm going to walk through the SMART goal we set, the barriers they experienced, the strategy we used, and how successful the week was. First, starting out with reviewing the goal. Last week, my client and I set a mental health focused SMART goal. The goal was to complete a 10-minute guided mindfulness session at least 4 days this week to help reduce daily stress. When I checked in with them, they restated it in their own words. They said that the goal was basically to slow down at the end of the day and use a short mindfulness session to help manage stress. They felt good about the plan and they liked that it wasn't overwhelming. Now, some of the barriers and attempts to overcome it. So, when we talked about the barriers, the biggest one that they mentioned was forgetting. They said that by the time the evening rolled around, they were either too tired or they simply realized too late that they hadn't done the session. To try to overcome that, they set a reminder on their phone. They said it helped sometimes, but on nights when they were mentally drained, they still skipped it. So the barrier wasn't lack of interest, it was more about consistency and remembering. Now, moving on to behavior change strategy used. The strategy we used was habit stacking, pairing the mindfulness session with something they already do every night. In their case, that was their winding down routine before bed. They said that when their evening routine stacked on track, the habit stacking worked really well. It felt natural to sit down, put on the guided session, and then go to bed. But if the routine got disrupted, the mindfulness session usually didn't happen. Now, moving on to success or failure in achieving the goal. In terms of success, they completed out of the 4 planned sessions. So not a perfect week, but still meaningful progress. They also said that they noticeably felt calmer on the days that they did mindfulness sessions, less tense, more grounded, and more aware of their emotions. That's a positive sign that the behavior itself is helpful, even if the consistency isn't perfect yet. Long term effectiveness. When I asked whether this strategy felt sustainable long term, they said yes, as long as they keep working on remembering to do it. They liked that the sessions were short and didn't require a big time commitment. From my perspective, this strategy can support long term improvement because it builds on an existing routine and doesn't rely on motivation alone. But like any habit, it needs repetition before it becomes automatic. So that wraps up my week session debrief. My client made progress, identified a realistic barrier, and gained good insight into what helps them stay consistent. I'll be posting this video to the discussion board responding to a classmate by Sunday. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.